Welcome to today's Explainer, everyone. We've got some really big news to unpack today, specifically focusing on a major leadership transition at the very top of the Indian plastics industry. We're talking about the newly announced 2026 to 2028 executive team for the Plastindia Foundation. Now, if you're operating anywhere in the manufacturing, polymer, or plastic sectors, you already know that the Plastindia Foundation is essentially the central nervous system for the whole industry. It connects the major associations, organizations, and institutions across the entire country. So when the leadership baton gets passed here, it isn't just some routine administrative update. Not at all. It actually signals the strategic direction the entire industry is going to take when it comes to day-to-day manufacturing regulations, international trade policy, and market access for the next couple of years. So today we're going to break down exactly who is taking charge, what their professional track records tell us about their priorities, and what their unified vision really means for the future of your business and for plastics manufacturing on a global scale.
So let's get right into the formal transition that just went down. On July 30th, 2026, key stakeholders gathered in Mumbai for the Foundation's annual general meeting to do the official handover. Outgoing President Mr. Ravish Kamath officially passed the torch, and the new executive team stepped into office with immediate effect. To really grasp the gravity of this moment, we kind of have to look at the massive momentum Mr. Kamath is leaving behind. He successfully steered the Foundation through his 2023 to 2026 tenure and oversaw the huge execution of Plastindia 2026. And that event created a gigantic runway of international interest and served as a major technological showcase. The foundation has absolutely been laid, the spotlight is firmly on India's manufacturing capabilities, and now, well, the immediate challenge is scale. This new team is inheriting a highly energized ecosystem, and their main task is to convert all that raw momentum into sustained global market dominance.
Okay, let's dive into this. Meet the new president.
Dr. Raju Desai is stepping in, and he brings this exceptionally specific and honestly incredibly valuable dual background to the presidency. He's got over 40 years, 4 decades of hands-on experience in plastics manufacturing and technology, currently serving as the chairman of the Jyoti Group. But here's the absolutely critical piece of the puzzle, his deep roots in institutional and educational framework design. He's the vice president of Plastindia International University, a past president of the All India Plastics Manufacturers Association, and he chairs the National Advisory Board of Plastivision India. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter so much? Well, right now, the global plastics industry is facing a huge human capital challenge. Transitioning over to advanced recycling and a circular economy, that requires a fundamentally different skill set on the factory floor than traditional manufacturing does. So Dr. Desai's background as an institutional architect means he inherently gets how to bridge that severe skills gap that's threatening to slow down technical innovation. He has literally spent his career building the exact educational and associational frameworks the industry desperately needs right now to keep moving forward.
Moving right along, the incoming vice president.
Taking on the role of vice president is Mr. Dharmendra Gandhi, co-founder of the Mutual Group. Now, he also brings over 40 years of industry immersion to the table, but his specific expertise creates this highly strategic counterbalance in the executive suite. Mr. Gandhi is widely known as a real pioneer when it comes to introducing advanced polymer processing technologies to India. And let's be real, in the context of a 2026 market, advanced processing is pretty much everything. It's the practical mechanical reality of actually making high-quality products from complex, recycled, or sustainable inputs. Plus, he's served as president of the Organization of Plastic Processors of India. So think about it. By pairing Dr. Desai, the institutional visionary focused on education, with Mr. Gandhi, the technical pioneer who deeply understands the physical machinery and processing, the foundation has engineered a leadership duo perfectly calibrated to tackle both high-level policy evolution and complex on-the-ground technical execution.
And rounding out this core executive triad is Dr. Samir Joshi, who has just been appointed as the honorary treasurer. It's super easy to just focus on the visionary and technical leaders, right? But having a treasurer with a doctorate-level analytical background is absolutely essential for where we are right now. Transitioning a massive national industry toward a circular economy, all while trying to expand its global footprint, that is incredibly capital-intensive. It requires complex financial strategizing, heavy international investment, and really stringent resource allocation. So, Dr. Joshi's appointment basically ensures that the Foundation's ambitious sustainability and tech goals are firmly anchored by rigorous financial discipline.
Which brings us to their shared strategy, a vision for sustainability.
In his acceptance speech, Dr. Raju Desai laid out a very clear mandate. He stated that the Indian plastics industry is entering a transformative phase driven by innovation, sustainability, circular economy initiatives, and manufacturing excellence. Now, for those of us in the B2B plastics world, you know these concepts have historically been somewhat at odds. Back in the day, manufacturing excellence, which usually meant speed, high volume, and low cost, clashed directly with the idea of sustainability. But what Dr. Desai is signaling here is that as we move into this 2026 to 2028 term, those two forces are no longer going to be treated as mutually exclusive. Actually, they're now totally interdependent. The strategic intent is to merge them completely. It's a bold statement that true manufacturing excellence in today's era fundamentally requires a sustainable, circular approach. And this brilliantly illustrates the united front of this new leadership team, because we see the exact same strategic alignment from Vice President Dharmendra Gandhi. Looking at his remarks, his primary focus is working closely to promote innovation, sustainability, industry collaboration, and value creation for all stakeholders. Notice that shared vocabulary? When an institutional president and a deeply technical processing vice president use the exact same terminology, specifically emphasizing innovation and sustainability, it tells you this is a highly calculated, cohesive mandate. These aren't just isolated buzzwords. It proves that from the high-level policy all the way down to technical processing, the top ranks of the foundation are completely unified in their strategy to evolve the industry responsibly.
Next up, let's look at the broader team, the 2026 to 2028 Managing Committee.
Now, to actually execute a transformative national mandate like this, the executive trio is supported by a comprehensive 13-member managing committee. You've got fantastic industry figures like Mr. Pradeep Rathod, Professor Shishir Sinha, Mr. Kamal P. Nanavati, and 10 other incredibly esteemed leaders stepping up into these roles. Structurally speaking, a committee of this size and caliber is an absolute necessity. India is geographically massive and economically so diverse. You just can't execute sweeping nationwide changes regarding sustainability policy or advanced manufacturing standards from one single boardroom in Mumbai. This roster gives the foundation the regional and sector-specific lieutenants they need to drive policy, enforce new standards, and foster real, on-the-ground collaboration across every single distinct vertical and geographical hub of the domestic plastics industry.
So what does the market think? Let's check out the Polymer Bazaar perspective. Let's pivot for a second from the internal foundation news and examine the external market reaction. Polymer Bazaar is, of course, a crucial analytical voice providing market intelligence for this whole sector. In their official congratulatory message, they offered a really vital, overarching view of this evolutionary phase and clarified exactly why this specific leadership alignment is so critical for the broader market ecosystem right now.
Polymer Bazaar explicitly notes that the Indian plastics and polymer sector is navigating a crucial evolutionary phase and that it's primarily focused on advanced recycling and circular economy dynamics. So what does this actually mean for you in practical terms? Well, it means this isn't just high-level policy theory being tossed around, it's going to dictate the immediate reality on your factory floor. The market is aggressively retooling right now. Polymer Bazaar's perspective is basically a glaring signal to the industry. If your business operations are not actively aligning with advanced recycling and circular methodologies, you face a very real risk of being left behind. They're expressing a lot of confidence that the deep domain expertise of Dr. Desai, Mr. Gandhi, and the wider committee is going to provide that strong directional leadership needed to champion policy advocacy and secure vital international partnerships. Ultimately, their forecast suggests this is the exact team equipped to navigate these complex technical upgrades and successfully cement India's standing as a highly competitive, compliant player on the global plastics stage.
So, this leaves us with the core strategic question that we are all going to be tracking over the next 2 years. With a transformative vision deeply rooted in the circular economy, backed by literally decades of combined executive and technical experience, and supported by a robust, nationwide managing committee, how will this new leadership team practically transform India into the ultimate global plastics hub? The blueprint for the future is definitely clear, and the architects are officially in place. I want you to take a moment today to consider how your own business operations and strategic goals align with this impending 2026 to 2028 industry transformation. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. As this exciting new term kicks off and the market responds, I really look forward to exploring more pivotal insights with you next time.